Original post, March 5, 2024. Hello guys. My wife and I divorced 5 years ago. It was an amicable divorce with no resentment on either side, simply we were too young, and she had to move away for her career. We kept some contact over the years. Last year I lost both my parents in quick succession. I did my best to tough it out, but it's not easy. When my ex-wife heard of it, she immediately reached out and supported me. Thanks to her I pulled myself back up. Now, we have obviously started to reconnect, and she asked if we can try again. Now that we are both more mature and in better places. Not get married again right away, but rekindle our relationship. I feel conflicted. I did not completely lose my feelings for her, but recently I have started dating a girl and she knows this. She said she doesn't want to put me in the uncomfortable position of choosing, but that's what she's doing. I don't know how to proceed. With the other girl, we are just in the early dating, so my ex-wife is not intruding on an established relationship. Relevant comments. Comment 1. People do grow and sometimes come back together after divorce. You are now wiser. My personal opinion is to put your dating relationship on hold until you sort this out. Good luck. OP. You are right. I'm not a player and I want to be transparent with both of them. My ex-wife had a funny way of putting it. She said it's like a job interview and I have to pick whom I think is the best candidate. New post, March 7, 2024, 2 days later. My ex-wife and I divorced 5 years ago. The divorce was clean and amicable, so no hard feelings. She reconnected with me last year after my parents' death and recently asked if I can consider giving her another shot. Today she told me she has gotten tickets to the opera for next Saturday. I love opera and classical music, and invited me. She also proposed to have dinner at a restaurant before the show. Does this mean she's serious about us? When she sprung the idea on me, I had already started casually dating another girl. She likewise sees other people, and if she's really serious about us I am thinking of breaking it off with the other girl. Basically, she said she recognizes she didn't behave fairly with me and wants to at least try to make things right, that she sees we both matured and have a real shot at making it. Update 1, March 16, 2024, 9 days after the last update. Hello, just letting you guys that we had our date and she just dropped me off at my place. She came to pick me up with her car. She was beautiful, I mean she always is, but in her dress, she was breathtaking. First, we went to dinner, then to the opera. She insisted on paying for everything. I know she can afford it with her career, but she was adamant that since she asked me out the tab was hers. I think she studied the whole thing in detail to win me back, and honestly, she's already succeeding. We talked a bit in her car before she left me, and we shared a small kiss. I do think she is dang serious about giving us a second chance. She even thanked me for accepting her asking me out. To add some details about our divorce. It wasn't due to cheating or anything traumatic, she was pursuing her career and we drifted away. She said she came to regret leaving me and not fighting for our marriage, especially after some really bad experiences she had with guys after me. I do think she is sincere, and her motives are genuine. I am comfortable financially, but she's become way more wealthy than me, which is fine since she worked hard for her career. I don't have any resentment towards her leaving me. I had some at first, but being on my own helped me mature and experience new things and relationships. I did pop her the million-dollar question, if I take her back, could she still leave me out of the blue? She replied she learned to never make the same mistake twice. I feel fuzzy, hopeful maybe, and my head won't stop spinning. Edit, one thing I forgot, regarding the girl I was dating before my ex-wife, and I reconnected. She knew about this, and although both her and ex-wife said that for now, I don't have to be exclusive, I'm going to talk with her and end things. We just casually dated, so I don't think she'll be heartbroken. She was seeing other guys too, but I'm not a player and I don't want to lead her on, especially if things progress with my ex-wife. Relevant comments. Comment 1. Agreed. If you want to make things work with the ex-wife, it has to be just you and her. OP. That's what I think. She said she's not asking me to be exclusive right away, but I think that having another girl on the back burner is not right. Update 2, March 21, 2024, 5 days after the last update. Hey guys, it's me again. Some of you said that after last Saturday's amazing date, she took me out on, the ball was in my court. So, I made my move and invited her out this Saturday. I was thinking of taking her to a beautiful historical village in our area, which is also holding a festival for the spring. I was a bit nervous about asking her because it's not as fancy or exquisite as what she did for me, but she immediately said she would love to see the village. There's more. She mentioned she had a client scheduled on Saturday morning, but she assured me she was rescheduling said client so we could have the whole day together. I was dumbfounded. Back when we were married, she was adamant that her career was her priority. And now she's chosen me over something related to her career. I don't have my parents anymore, but my sister and my aunt are still here for me, and generally, they always saw right through people. They agree that she's not just serious about us having another go, she is very serious. Some of you commented or asked about her financial situation. Like I said, I am comfortable financially and I enjoy my own career. She's become very, very successful financially. She has 2 cars which are more than what I make in a year, and her place is one of those new, ultra-modern mini mansions. I admit this intimidated me a bit at first, but I told myself if she reconnected with me, it was because of me as a person and not my status, so I am doing the same, although I genuinely admire what she achieved. Also, to address some guys implying she just had fun and dated around in the last 5 years, it's not like I sat in a dark room alone all that time. I dated, had my flings, even a 2 years relationship. So, I too come with some extra mileage. But what matters now is that we both want to give us another try. I wasn't sure about my feelings towards her some days ago, but now I know that I still love her and have never stopped, and she most likely feels the same. Maybe I do have my head in the clouds now, but I am determined to show her she made the right choice in reconnecting with me, and we can overcome any obstacle we might find on our path. I feel that this time it will be different. Anyhow, for now I'll just focus on having fun together on this date and many more to come. Relevant comments. Comment 1. Why not? You both are grown adults. My advice would be to take things slow and enjoy the ride, see where it takes you. If you both are meant to be, then you are meant to be. Just don't confuse lust with love, and you both are in a unique situation here. You aren't strangers. You both know what didn't work out and what did. See how it goes. All the best, OP. Thank you. I agree with the advice of not getting confused into lust. And I believe we have matured to the point where we can sit down and find a solution for any problem that might arise in the future. Comment 2. Just be sure you all talk through things that cause stress and eventually ruin the relationship. Canceling work plans now when the relationship is in the infancy and the honeymoon phase exists is nice. But will she still feel the same way and prioritize you when you all have settled into a relationship? I think it's really important you all discuss what didn't work for each other in the last rodeo and be sure those same relationship patterns don't exist. If she really is married to her work, so to speak, then it may explain why she struggled to find a partner. Maybe you were the only one that tolerated it the longest as compared to others. And would you be okay with it if it's still her priority now? OP. You make very good points. Our marriage basically broke down because she wanted us to move to another country for 2 years for her career, and I had my misgivings about it. So, she went off alone. We talked about this. I asked if this situation could happen again. She said she might have to take business trips, but nothing longer than a week, and even then, no more than a couple of times per year. I am willing to work with that. Update 3, March 25, 2024, 4 days after last update. Hello guys, I'm back. Many wanted to know how it went. We had a very fun date and an amazing weekend. We were supposed to get back home or end the date in the afternoon, but got so caught up in the festival's activities. Then I wanted to show her a popular landmark in the area. Then we got back at the festival in the evening. It was almost midnight when we got back, and long story short, I ended up spending the night at her place. Maybe it's the afterglow speaking, but I think we could really have something good going. We agree that we have both matured from 5 years ago and the feelings we had for each other never went away. But we have also changed as people, so of course it's different now, and in a good way. I guess that the only thing to do is to go forward and see where this leads. I'm quite optimistic, but I also understand we have to communicate and be careful to not fall back in the same issues that ended our first relationship. Of course we aren't talking of remarrying anytime soon, and we very well could not remarry at all. We'll take our time and see where this relationship leads. Wish us good luck. Story 2, My father-in-law sucks really bad. Original post, March 24, 2024. I'm a teacher and am currently on my spring break, which is holy territory for my mental health. My wife asked if we could take her parents, perhaps the most joyless, rude, judgmental, and helpless people I've met, with us to New Orleans. Helpless is a big one. They are clueless on how to do anything that isn't in their shitty Midwestern small town. I knew from the get-go the trip was a bad idea, but I went along with it because I love my wife dearly and will do anything for her. Loving your spouse, also a novel concept for boomers. We're currently on day 3 and it has been utter hell. For them, no restaurant is good enough, In one of the best food cities in the world, no less, no line is short enough, no tour is good enough, and my personal favorite, there's too much partying down here. Do they know where we even are? My in-laws are constantly asking for history about New Orleans, and the music is one area I know a lot about. A few minutes ago, while waiting for a cemetery tour, I showed my Phil a very cool small exhibit on a great jazz piano player, James Booker. I explained JB is a famous jazz artist, was openly gay, black, and had one eye. Pretty amazing dude, honestly, a lot of overcome adversity. My father-in-law says, with all seriousness, he probably was a pedophile, in front of a bunch of kids standing nearby, and walks away. Just so mean-spirited and totally embarrassing to be around. I'm done, man. Sorry for the rant. I'm stress pooping in the museum with a pounding headache, hoping the rest of the day is better. Fuck. Top comments. Comment 1. Drop them off at a World War II museum in the morning, enjoy your day, and circle back around in like 7 hours to get them. They can boom out on all the other boomers, and you can live your best life. Comment 2. Ruining spring break is bad enough. But ruining a trip to New Orleans is on an entirely different level. It's a city all about having a good time. There's food, music, history, nature, art, and some of the best hospitality a city could have. You have to actively work to be unhappy there. You or your wife need to tell them to suck it up and at least pretend to enjoy their time, or leave them behind in the hotel while you go out. Comment 3. This experience will be your leverage in any future discussions about including the in-laws. Bank it and profit. Comment 4. I'm literally a tour guide in New Orleans, and honestly, we get a lot of these types. If they decide to take a tour with me, the more they complain, the harder I lean into my Black and Gay History of New Orleans tour. Update 1, March 24, 2024, same day. Hi all. Earlier today I made a stress post about my father-in-law, who sucks, from a toilet at the St. Louis Cemetery 1 Museum in New Orleans. I hit post and went on with my day and came back to absolute chaos and, mostly, camaraderie. My wife and I had a wonderful evening, leaving the in-laws behind at the hotel. We went to Port of Call for some of the best burgers we've ever had and spent time laughing at your comments. Y'all truly made the day better, so thanks. I wanted to also clear some things up, since folks were so interested. Oh, and some additional pain, if anyone wants to white-knuckle their way through more anecdotes. First, many of you believe my wife is to blame for this trip, or that she owes me one, or that she forced this trip on me. Nah, she wanted to do something nice for her parents, and I will always fully support her kind heart. That said, we both agree this is the last trip with them. She has been just as stressed, if not more. She even broke out in hives last night. She's developed an allergy to her parents, clearly. Months before the trip, my wife told her parents that we would be happy to drive, we're from the Midwest, but that we like to have fun on our road trips. This means music, fun detours, and just not plowing through boring highway miles, when possible. They said, no problem, we're easy. Indeed, they were not. They complained, and quite a bit, about pretty much everything. Ever been told to turn down the, already low-volume music in your own car? I have. Like many were suggesting, we were selling the World War II museum hard, but they wouldn't take the boomer bait. But get this, they said no because they would get lost on the way back to the hotel. When we offered to come back and get them, they still said no. It was like they were being stubborn for the sake of spite. So, fucking weird. I've included a fun text my wife sent her friend about the ordeal. My in-laws love doing this thing where they kind of argue with each other like it's a little show for everyone around them. Anyone else know that strange little song and dance? It's like watching an even worse Jeff Dunham bit in real time, if that's even possible. After my earlier post, we all went to Ocala Plantation for a tour. I'm sure you can see where this is going. We had to have a strong talk on the walk up to the ticket gate about not making racist and offensive jokes, especially in historically sensitive spaces. Yes, this talk did in fact come after father-in-law called slave quarters slave shacks. How can it not be mortifying for him for people half his age to tell him to stop acting like a child? My wife told both her parents multiple times they were being rude and or inappropriate. Like, bluntly. At one point, she literally said, I need an hour away from you guys, after trying to ditch them in more subtle ways. This is such a minor detail, but it gave me a chuckle. During one tour, my father-in-law had to put on a wristband and he couldn't figure it out. I watched him struggle and make little grunt noises until I offered to help, which he accepted, but pretended he didn't need. Lastly, my wife wants everyone to know my parents suck just as bad. They very much do. and that we communicate very clearly to each other about our experiences and feelings. We do our best to keep an eye on each other and our comfort. Don't worry, we're super solid. This is the text my wife sent her friend. My dad is currently not speaking to anyone because he wanted to go to the World War II museum, and I said, well, I do not, but I will drop you off and you and mom can go. Since he thinks we all need to do everything together and he feels he is compromised to do things I want. Despite consenting to everything planned, he feels butthurt when I do not want to go. Because he's too scared to go by himself. So now, other than shouting, "I thought you hated museums" when we comment about museums, he is not speaking to us. Oh, if you count him talking over me while I order as talking, it's going as expected. 2 days down, 2 to go. Top comment. There's always that last trip that makes you realize you won't ever be traveling with your parents or in-laws again. It can be tough to get through. Sending you strength. Ah, the joys of dealing with the older generation. When it's not a bad tour guide, the music is too loud. Good luck with any future trips that you may go on with them. That's all we have for this video. Have a great day. I will see you in the next video.